Hi everybody and welcome to the channel. I am Richard. Today I'm gonna bring you to a celebration of the gods. And to celebrate them good, we're gonna have a competition to see if you are the best farmer out there. I'm gonna show you Aldira. This is a 3 to 5 player game, and it's about you competing against the other players to grow the most beautiful flowers and sacrifice them to the gods. This is a game for the whole family. It's quite easy to learn and it doesn't take that long time to get on the table. Today I'm going to show you an overview of this game. I'm going to show you the setup of the game. And this is a game that will be out on Kickstarter in mid-September, so keep your eyes open. I will also put in a link down in the description, of course. But let's just take a look at it. So this is the setup of the board. You have the big board here in the middle for all players to reach. You have your little meeples down here at the start of the track. You put some flower cards face down and put 5 flower cards face up. You have the fertilizer cards face down and 1 card face up. You have the fertilizer tokens, and if you look at them you see there's all different symbols on them. I'm going to show you that later. We have water tokens and some money tokens. We also have some quest cards here with the blue letters face down and 1 quest card face up. Up here we have all the plants that we can harvest later. Each player should also get a player board, a player screen, some character cards, 5 coins and a personal quest card. The goal of this game is to harvest plants but also harvest fruits. You will get personal quest cards, these ones, and for every fruit that you harvest you will get a victory point. Every time you harvest a flower you will get victory points, and move your little meeple here up the little path. The ones with the most victory points at the end of the game wins the game. The game is played during several rounds, and you got 3 actions, 1 morning, 1 day and 1 evening action. The game is played over several rounds, and you can perform 3 actions during 3 different daytimes. You have 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and 1 in the evening. The first phase in this game is the refill phase, but you don't do that in the first round since you have already filled up the board with everything you need. So we're going to skip that for now. The second phase is the planning phase. This is where you need to figure out what you want to do during the different daytimes. Do you want to plant in the morning maybe and harvest in the afternoon? This is where you need to decide this, and you can only do 1 action per daytime. But you need to bid and win to be able to do this action. So the other players can't see what you are bidding. So you need to put up the little player screen here and protect your land. Here I have placed my bets. I would like to buy some fertilizers in the morning, harvest the fruit in the afternoon, and get some water in the evening. But to be able to do these actions, I need to win the bidding by having the most amount of cards of all the players. So here I have 3 waters, for example, and for somebody to win, they need to have 4 cards instead. Here I only have 1 harvest a fruit, but I have a joker underneath, making this one count as 2 instead. And over here I have 2 buy fertilizers. If you really wanted to do that action, but you lost a bid because you placed fewer cards than the other player, don't be too sad, because you can still buy the action by paying the amount of gold in difference of the bid. On the other hand, if you don't do the action and just discard the cards, you will actually gain 1 coin instead. Then we also have the double action card. This card will let you do an action twice, but it won't count as an action card. It will only let you do the action twice if you actually win the bid. But what if you don't want to perform an action every daytime? Well, you just leave that spot blank. If 2 or more players have the same amount of bidding cards on the same daytime and want to do the same action, well, they all get to do that action. But the one that is clockwise next to the first player is the one to go first. So now we have revealed our cards, we know who won which action, and it's time for us to actually do our actions in phase number 3. And we can do some different actions. We can buy fertilizers, we can buy a plant, we can get some water, or we can harvest a plant. All depending on which action that you actually won and are able to do. If you, for example, wanted to buy some fertilizers, you would need to pay the amount stated next to the type of fertilizer that you want to buy. So if I want to buy this one, for example, I need to pay 2 coins. And then I get to take one of these fertilizers. Then place the fertilizer on your plant in your field. If you can't place it on a plant, you can place it next to the board in your store, but you can only keep one at a time. There are different types of fertilizers, because each plant needs different types of fertilizers. This one's, for example, need the one with the little tree on it, but this one would need the one with the dog bone. Same thing if you want to buy a plant, you should pay the cost stated on top of the card. You can only buy one plant at a time, and then take it and place it on one of your fields on your player board. If your action was to pick up some water, you simply pick up one water from the well and put it on a flower on your flower beds. But if you do not have any flowers or anywhere to place them, you can store one in your storage. The last action available is to harvest a flower, but to be able to do this, you need to have the required fertilizers and waters to actually be able to harvest it. If you can harvest it, you will get some rewards. You can see down here that you get some fertilizers, you get some fruit, you get some money, and you get a victory point. When harvesting a flower and getting a fruit, you should take that fruit token and put on your quest card, receiving one more victory point. Then you should move your little meeple up the track. We got 1 point for harvesting the flower, and then we got 1 point for the fruit. If any player meets the requirements of the quest cards that are placed faced up on the board, they will get a victory point or some money. So once we're done with phase number 3, we jump back to phase number 1 again, the refill phase. But this time we do it because now it's a new round and we need to refill the board. Meaning that we should remove the plants that have been phased up but not chosen, remove the fertilizers here and place up some new ones. 5 flower cards faced up again on the board, 1 new fertilizer card, but also take up a new quest card. Then we need to take our discarded cards and put them back in our hand and shuffle the cards. The first player token should go to the player to the left, and then we're ready to restart again. The game ends once a player harvests their 7th fruit for a 3-player game, or their 6th fruit for a 4-player game, or the 5th fruit for a 5-player game. There you have it, people. That was Aldria for you. This is a cool little game for the whole family. It's a fast setup, it's easy to learn, and it's not that hard to keep track of your scores. And there's no wars here, there's no fighting here. It's just you trying to harvest the best fruit and plants and be the winner. And honestly, it doesn't even matter if you win, because you're having a pretty good time the whole way through. Just trying to see your plants grow, get them some water and fertilizers is a good feeling. You don't need to win this game to have a good time. If you want to check this out, they have a Kickstarter like I said, and there's a link down in the description, so press that if you want to check it out. If you like this channel, please push the subscribe button. It gives me a smile every time. Or give me a thumbs up, throw in a comment what you thought about this game. And until next time, please spread that board game love that I know we all have. Peace.